Oh yeah, yes sir. Every game got to be great. We got to put 10 toes down, no matter who it is. Yes sir.
Jam, so many good running backs
Yes.
at this university. How do you feel about coming in and kind of making your mark? What's your mission this year?
uh, of course, we all know the guys that came in previously years. Mark Ingram, Josh Jacob. All them guys, and just me being a starting running back. I gotta keep that same path going. Being great on the field. And also off the field.
How do you do that? Like, what's your mentality? It's an everyday thing, right?
Yes, sir. You got to put in extra work. You can't just be done when it's done. Sometimes you got to take time off yourself. To build your craft for you to get better.
Obviously, Derek Henry is like
Yeah.
superhuman. But is there a guy that you model yourself after that model your work ethic after as well?
Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram. Watching some of his film when he was here, he was a great back. And just watching him. I try to learn some of the things he do and also put it in my game.
And what were the things that he did?
He was great at making people miss. He being physical. Breaking arm tackles, breaking tackles. Just doing a whole lot of great things on the field.
How hungry is this team this year?
Oh, we super hungry. We all want that one goal, and that's winning the national championship.
What was the biggest takeaway from fall camp?
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
saying.
What was just talk about fall camp just with the team on and off the field. How was that whole?
We've been striving. We've been competing day in day out. Trying to get better. Going against the best defense. Against the best offense. Just iron sharpen iron.
How have, what about the new guys, the transfers? How have they been getting their feet wet on this team
Yeah.
this year?
They've been great. They've been doing great things on the field. We can see it. And we glad that we got them. From the transfer portal because they're doing great things.
What's the chemistry like with them?
Oh, it's great. We're building a big bond here on this field. Not only offense but also defense. Just hanging out with each other just to build that chemistry with each other.
Ryan talked about everybody in this group here at bought in for this culture, some of these things about this. Where is that coming from? What's been the conversation? What's going on in the culture?
We're trying to live up to that Bama standard. We haven't won a national championship in like a few years, and that's not a normal thing. Here at Bama. So now we all know what our one goal is. Especially after last year not getting the playoffs, and now we all buy in. Just trying to win that national championship.
What's that game you're most excited for?
All of them. I'm ready for all the games. Just for me, just to become a better leader. Me personally, I don't think I did a great job leading other guys. But now this year, now I understand it. Now I know what I need to do to lead guys and lead them the right way. Unbreakable. Yes, sir. We all bought in. Building that strong chemistry. Ain't nobody gonna break us, no matter what. Yes, sir.
We heard from a guy like Trevor Sinnott on his latest podcast, talk about he believes the running game is the thing for you guys this year and has a lot of confidence. What does that mean to hear that from a man great like that?
No, it means a lot. Especially him. Being a great running back. Just he see the potential that we have in the running back room, and basically saying we need to use it more. Yes, sir.
Who from the team brings the energy? If you had to name one person.
One person. Yeah. Okay, I give it to Todd Simpson. Todd Simpson. He coming in there screaming. Hyping everybody up on the defense side, offensive side. He just trying to get ready.
What were some things that he scored?
Yeah, that's the main one. Yeah, you see him running around, jumping around, pushing guys, hopping each other up, and we need that. We need guys to bring in more energy on the practice field.
Is there a coach that does the same thing as well?
No, I think they just let that lead us to us. Let us bring our own energy on the field.
How has it been with Coach Pro being in place?
It's been great. Just him bringing in his offense. Offensive plays. We all love it. We running great plays on the field, and we just ready for the season.
Yeah, we saw you on that hunting trip with Ty Simpson. Back a little back. Walk us through that trip.
Oh, okay. We went on a rabbit hunt. So me, I ain't never been hunting before, you know. So I'm ready. I'm full camo, you know, full camo on. Got my orange hat, you know. Okay, so Ty ended up shooting a rabbit, you know. I'm like, okay, you know, they running. Ty shot one. Next thing later, Ty gave me his gun. So I was like, walking through the woods, you know. Everybody screaming, one's heading this way, you know. So be ready. So I'm ready. Next thing later, it zoomed by me. I ain't even had a chance to shoot. I ain't even had a gun ready to shoot it. And, you know, that was a fun moment, you know. And I told him I don't want to ever go rabbit hunt ever again. Because that was probably the hardest hunting ever.
Who do you say was the best hunter on that trip?
I say it was Ty. Ty, yeah. Ty probably was the best.
And now, what can you say about just the way that he's grown? You know, not just on the field, but mainly just as a leader, as he gets ready for this.
Yeah. Of course, you know, Ty waited his turn, you know, but only that, he still had the same energy, you know, even now, you know, hyping guys up, you know, getting guys ready, you know, on and off the field.
Thank you.
Yes, son.
How do you describe Caleb for his personality?
You know, he's a great coach. You know, he's a player-oriented coach. You know, he's not leading his way, but he also want to hear what we have to say that could also better the team. And just him doing that really build a strong bond with us and the team.
Is that unique? Have you heard that before? Coaches done that before?
Me personally, nah, not really. You know, and you know that of course that's probably new for most guys here.
Yeah. How different is he personality-wise from you were here for Satan, for him? Like, how different are their personalities?
You know, they're really not a big difference. You know, they still the same. You know, still coaching players hard. You know, trying to get us better.
What do people not understand, or what do people probably not? There are a lot of perceptions, you know, how different things are. I probably thought things were very different. Like, how similar are they then? For someone who's been here for a while.
You know, people they don't see what's happening behind closed doors. You know, people only listen to what the media say. You know what people see, and you know see him in person. You know, but actually people don't know what he's doing. You know, behind door in this building. You know.
So, what's he do then? Like, let the media get it right then. What do we not know?
You know, he coaching us hard. You know, he's not a easy relaxing coach. You know, you make one mistake, you know, he gonna get onto you about it. You know, so he's gonna try to help you. You know, fix the problem.
Yeah. So he's more Saban than people would probably think, because he looks like the nice guy next door kind of.
Yeah.
But he turns it on in practice. It's just as hard as Saban was.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Was there a moment where you screwed something up and he got after you?
Nah. See, that's the thing. I don't try to screw up, so he won't.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, good luck with it.
You know, one of the main things I need to work on the field is making people miss, you know, breaking tackles, you know, just watching some of my old films, you know, from previous years. You know, it could be one tackle away. If I just make that one guy miss, you know, I could probably have a 1,000-yard season, you know, and, you know, I've been working on that this season and, you know, just trying to get better at it and just hoping for the best that I could reach that 1,000 or 2,000-yard season.
Yeah. What are you excited about with this first game at FSU?
No, I'm super excited. You know, all the guys are just itching, ready to play against somebody. You know, we've been going against each other since the beginning of this year, and it ain't nothing better than going against somebody you don't know, to where you could just oppose your will against somebody.
I mean, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, it is.
Are you excited just to, like, be in that stadium?
Yes, you know, I ain't never saw that stadium in person. I ain't never been there before, and you know, we're just ready to empty the stadium out.
There you go. Do you have a pregame ritual before games, or
Uh,
song that you listen to, or?
Okay, I listen to Lil Boosie, you know, set it off, you know, before every game. You know, I kind of get my mind in that attack mode, you know, ready to go and dominate. And then right before we go out there and hit the field, you know, I kind of take a moment of silence where I'm just quiet, you know, quiet in my head, just thinking about the things that I need to do, you know, to make this game great.
Want to go to Alabama?
As I always wanted to go to Alabama. Ooh. So it's gonna sound messed up, but like I knew Alabama, but I ain't really know Alabama. You know how great they was. You know, I always grew up Texas fans. You know, my godparents, they went to Texas, graduated from Texas. You know, and whole time since I was little, mine was if I get an offer from Texas, I'm going to Texas. And I believe it was my junior year, I committed to Texas. It was junior or sophomore year, committed to Texas. You know, did the whole process, you know, OVs, all that. And this thing later, I ended up getting an offer from Bama. Everybody was like, Bama's a big thing, you know. Bama's been great for so many years, you know. And then I started thinking, you know, do I want to go to a place where I could start immediately, you know, get on the field and play, or I could wait behind few guys, you know, great guys, you know, build my craft, you know, and be coached by the best coach in the world, you know, and that was a hard decision. I believe it was Thanksgiving night. It was Thanksgiving night, you know, it was me and my mom in a car, and we were just talking, you know, it was like, you got to make a decision now, you know, now or later. And that night, I remember calling the Texas running back coach at that time, you know, and just telling him that I'm decommitted from Texas. And that broke a lot of people's heart, you know, a lot of family member heart, you know, a lot of people that wanted me to go to Texas. But I had to make the best decision for me. You know, we are ready. You know, we ready, prepared. You know, ready to hit the field running, and we just ready for the first game.
Is there anybody in the room this year that maybe could be a surprise or someone that's really impressed you?
You know, all the guys in the room. You know, they are ready. You know, I've been seeing it. You know, all the practices, and you know, not only that, but also in the weight room. You know, they going hard each and every day, and whoever get in the game, you know, they could be ready, prepared, and do their best on the field.
How much buzzword for him last week was the intention, just having to be intentional with the reps and the intensity throughout the drills and also when you guys go up and 11. Like, how have you seen that intention personally from you and how do you attack everything, but also from the other guys?
You know, everything we do, you know, during warm-ups, you know, during like our personal drills, you know, all that's supposed to lead onto the field. So everything we do, we got to do it 100%, you know, because when that time come and when that objects get in front of you, you know, you got to make the move you've been doing, you know, just doing the little things.
How much will this offense rely on?
You know, oh yeah, the run game gonna be great. You know, not only that, we got great guys in front of me, you know, all the offensive linemen, you know, they big, strong, physical. And just for me to run behind them guys, it's going to be great.
Who is the funniest guy in the room this year? Someone that always puts a smile on their face.
In the running back room or, okay.
In the team in general.
Let's do the running back room. Okay, AK Deer, you know, he young, you know, he just say little stupid things, you know, just getting us, you know, laughing, you know, and, you know, sometimes we need that, you know, just need a little laugh in our life.
Who on the team?
On the team, I don't think, I don't know, on the team, ooh. I don't think nobody funny than AK, what he be saying. he be saying some crazy stuff.
Jim, I'm curious, and you've probably already been asked this, so I apologize. When Ryan Grubb comes to watch you guys, what's kind of his demeanor or his approach on the practice field? Is it kind of like overly serious? Is it like intimidating? Like how would you, I guess, describe Ryan Grubb as kind of his presence in the practice field?
No, he's serious. You know, everything we're supposed to do is supposed to be 100%. You know, if you don't see nobody going 100% all body in, you know, it could be a warm-up drill, anything. You know, he wants us to do it with full attention and 100%. And if he don't see that happening, you know, he's gonna get onto that person and tell them to, keep working.
What's kind of been his message to running backs, like just as a whole? Because obviously there's kind of a reputation, it seems like, out there that it's more of a pass first kind of offense, and I'm sure you've heard that. What's been his message to the running back room since he's gotten here about, okay, this is the role that Alabama running backs are going to have in my offense?
His main message to us is be physical. No matter what we do, pass protection or running the ball, just always being physical.
Do you agree with that, Parker?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.